All right, this is Electronics 101 with Sean. All right, so here we have a simple circuit. All right, disclaimer, I don't know everything in the world, but I know enough to be dangerous. Okay, now, as you can see, we have our negative running here to our load, right? This is what the light represents. This is just a simple circuit, right? So we have our negative and we have our positive. And see how the light doesn't come on with the, because the electricity's got to make a full, this goes to the battery, then out the, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going backwards. It goes out the positive into the load, and then out to the negative into the battery, and creates a big continuous motion. Now, you disconnect one of them, you no longer have a working light, right? Doesn't matter which one it is, it's not going to work anymore. So, now as far as diagnosing this circuit, what we're going to do is we're going to take our meter and we're going to put it on milliohms, or millivolts, I'm sorry. So that's going to be the V with the little lines above it and a solid line as well. And if you have a manual range voltage meter, you're going to want to set it to the lowest setting, which on mine is 20. So it goes 2,200, whatever. We don't want none of that. We just want the 20 because that's going to be 20 milliohms or millivolts max. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is to make sure that I have it on the correct setting. To double check my work, I'm going to go from the positive to the negative. It's showing about 12 volts. So that tells me right there that, okay, I got the right setting. And my battery's good. So now if I reverse my leads, right, I put the black on the positive side and the positive on the black side, it's going to show negative. Because now the meter thinks that the electricity is flowing the wrong way. But really it's just me fucking it up. Now, let's say we want to, for example, with the speed sensor, let's pretend that this light right here is the speed sensor on the bus. What we're trying to do is what I was trying to have you do earlier, is basically check, I was having you go your positive to a power wire, or try to figure out which one is the power, right? And then have you ground the negative to the chassis. Now, mind you, I'm going to touch this. Here, let me get a good connection on here first. Anywhere on this chassis of this pickup truck should be a good ground, right? Now, because when I say that, that's because this ground wire grounds, when it grounds itself, like in a regular house, a ground goes to the literal ground. Now, on a vehicle, it goes to the frame, aka chassis, the body of it, the motor, all of that stuff is grounded. If you can see, I don't know if you can really see right here off to the side in the camera lens, I do have a ground post on the fender well right here. I guess I don't have a good connection right here. Let me move this camera a little bit. I'm trying not to fucking drop everything. Okay. Cool. So here we go. Okay, we're going to make sure that I have one good connection up in oh shit. Well, that's not a good connection. Let's see. Boom. Sorry, I'm all up in that business. All right. Got my. Now I'm connecting the other one here over to the ground of the chassis, right? It's bolted to this fender well. And look at that. I got 12 and a half volts. Boom. That's a complete circuit right there. So we know, we have verified. Let's pretend that we didn't know this was the positive wire. We have now verified that this right here is the positive wire. Because if that be the case, if I say I was trying to figure it out, if I tried this one first over here, I got nothing. I got zeros, right? Because it's basically the negative to the negative. You're just connecting these two, in short, right? Okay. Now, as far as ohms go, ohms measures the resistance of a wire. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our meter and we're going to turn it to the lowest ohm settings, which on mine is 20K. Yours might be an auto ranging one. I haven't looked at the photo yet. Now, this on mine means basically open line. On others it says OL. If I touch my leads together, right, I have no resistance in that circuit whatsoever. So that's 0, right? That, boom, no resistance whatsoever. If I put my finger on it, it's going to have a little bit, it still goes to 0, whatever. I'm just that transparent, I guess. Okay. Now what we're trying to do here is verify that we have a good ground, because now we just know, all right, the leads touching together, that's 0. That means there's no resistance. That's good. Now we want to verify that this ground right here is good with this ground on the battery, right? Come on, do it. I'll have to poke around a little bit. There we go. We get something. Boom. All right, cool. We're at 0s. Good stuff. Now, to test the component in the system, or to test the wire, really what we're doing at this point is we are isolating this negative wire, right? So I'm going to connect one of my leads here, and I'm going to connect the other lead to the battery. All right, see, it's got a little bit of resistance in the wire right there, 0.07. That's not bad, but that's just because it's, you know, I only got the tip fit on there. I'm moving around, you know what I'm saying? I got a shitty clamp on there too. Oh, all right, see, we're moving around a little bit. The resistance in the wire is changing. Okay, we can get down to 0 if I really want to, but we just did. We're at negative. Anyway, whatever. So we know that this wire is connected, because if we didn't have this wire connected, boom, say on the bus, for example, the component, you don't know, let's pretend you don't know that this wire is disconnected. Now you're at the terminal. I'm not trying to ground this thing out either while I do this, because it's trying to touch the body of the vehicle. Okay. I'll touch the positive. There is also risk of electric shock. You will get electrocuted and die if you F this up. Okay, so see right there, I got a higher number. That's because there's resistance in the circuit. Right now, it's reading the electricity feeding through the power, the positive side of the wire. See, it's got about the same amount of reading as it does right there. That means that now it's connecting the circuit through the battery the opposite direction, and there's a lot more resistance, and shit's fucked up, for lack of a better term. So, anywho, we can do the same thing on the positive side to test the positive wire as well. Ohms does not necessarily have to be a positive or negative thing, right? So we can do this testing. I get a fucking good contact on it. Boom, we got 0.02, so that's a damn good connection right there. Pretty damn good. Poking it around my first time. Alright, cool. Now we know that this wire itself is good. Now, to test a singular wire, check it out. This is cool. This is my favorite part right here. To isolate that wire, we're going to take one end here. Pretend this is still, you know, on the bus. Let's pretend you found that splice, right? You're going to hook one end into one of the splices and the other end into the other end of that wire. You're going to hook it together, and boom, look, I got no resistance whatsoever in that circuit. Well, it's not really a circuit, it's just a wire. But 0, 0, boom. That is a good wire. Now, let's say there's a break in it. Let's break this wire real quick. Sacrificing this for the name, Alex. This is number Juan tequila wire right here. Damn, this is a tough ass little fucking wire. Okay, I just felt it snap inside there. So, a break in a wire might be something look just like that. The focus on that. Now let's see what kind of resistance we got in the wire. Boom. And what the fuck, man? Come on. Bite it, bite it, bite it. Good girl. See, we're connected on... Fucking hey, we were just connected on both ends. Talking shit. Mama's man. Alright. Got both my leads down here, and I still have a 1 or open line. Now, as I flex this wire around, the number might change a little bit, you know. Probably not. I broke it real good. Yeah. So that's going to indicate that there's a break in the wire. All right. Hopefully that was a good enough crash course lesson. Alex, if you have any questions, call me, text me. You got it, man. You'll be all right.